The following thoughts on Hoppe Hour represent Ryan Hoppe and Allessia. Listener discretion is advised.
Live from Tampa Bay, you are tuned in to Hoppe Hour. Smoke weed every day.
He's the voice of a generation that got screwed by the baby boomers. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour starts in 4, 3, 2, Hoppe. Hoppe, Hoppe. This is Hoppe Hour with Hoppe and Allessia.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
I've never felt more organized, but more unorganized at the same time. You feel that?
I feel that deeply.
This is Hoppe Hour. I'm your host, Ryan Hoppe, hanging out with you for the next hour. I want to remind you that we have partnered up with Mitra 9, Kava And Kratom Beverages. Go to tinyurl.com/HoppeMitra. When you go to checkout, you type in the code Hoppe, Hoppe. You can save 20%. And trust me, I'm a man of my words. It has changed my life forever. I continue to lose weight because I'm not. There's just many reasons. Kratom's the best. It's an appetite suppressor. It makes you not want to drink anymore because you don't wake up with any hangovers. It's the best thing ever. So go to tinyurl.com/HoppeMitra and use keyword Hoppe. There's some days that I go, oh man, like as a man, sometimes you're out with your buddy and he'll show you pictures of his daughter and you're like, oh, the kid's so cute, I want one. And then we take press shots, which are going to come out really amazing at Allessia's. And I have such new respect for you that I didn't even know could be obtained.
No. You walked into a toddler tantrum.
How old is he?
2.5.
My goodness.
And it was worse before you came in. I mean, it was rough. And
did he begin to behave a little better because I was there?
No.
He was behaving a little better because I was like trying to get him to go in the sun. We were taking pictures. They're going to look really good, so we shouldn't spoil it. We were at some grand location taking really good press shots. Those looked really good, though. But
Mateo was running us over and trying to get in every picture, and Ryan says, "This isn't a family photo, son."
I don't even know if I said son.
No. I just added that in for
effect.
Yeah.
How do you do it? I don't know.
It's hard. Like, today was hard because our nanny, Haley, is amazing. She got there. And I was like, you know what? Instead of like driving and wasting time and like working from a coffee shop, I'm just going to hang here on my laptop, get some work done. Oof. I'm tired. I'm hangry. I've been hangry a lot lately.
I don't really eat that much. It bothers a lot of people when I tell them that. Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan of eating. It just changes the day. I'd rather eat once. I think it's your
kratom that makes you feel like that. You know, Haley, our nanny, showed up with cup of kratom today too.
I knew I dug her vibe. Come on now.
I know. I forgot to like introduce you guys. Like, hi, Ryan.
I was kind of not. I would love to get to know her. She seems cool as hell. I was just in and out. I know. You could have had Barack Obama there, and I would have been like, sorry, Barry, I'm busy today because we have to get this show on because I need a little bit of time.
Yes.
Just a little bit of time before I go to bed because I'm going to go to Dignitary after this, edit this. It's a hard knock life being Ryan Hoppe.
It's a
being the man that got the vasectomy that probably won't have kids unless I get it reversed. And man, there's some days I regret it, and there's some moments I don't regret it. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today was one of the days that I don't regret my vasectomy.
Yeah, so when Ryan walked in, Mateo, my 2.5-year-old, took his toddler table and like picked it and like threw it up and then like threw his chair.
I used to throw chairs when I was like 3. I saw a lot of myself in him, just angry at the world.
He was so mad. He did not want to wash his hands. And
He was rude to me. I was like, what's up, dude? I went for trying to give him a high five because usually kids want to do a high five. He's like, no. I'm like, wow, I wonder where you got that from. Oh, wait, that's right. Your mom is Allessia. He has so much Allessia within him. It was a little frightening. Is your daughter the same way?
She's sweet. She wasn't like that as a toddler. Like
Mateo is definitely yours. I know they're both yours, but he is Alessia's. I was thinking about it, and I was like, whenever I get ready for the podcast or whatever I do, I kind of plan it out while I'm driving. It's just like when I'm driving, I have music on or a podcast, and I get into the zone. So when I was leaving your place, after we took the pictures, I was thinking of how to say this in a non-rude way. Let me tell you, he is going to be the worst teenager ever. Mom, I swear I'm not drunk.
Oh my gosh. See, a lot of friends are like, oh, he's like this now, but my 8-year-old boy chilled out. So give him a few years and he'll be really chill. And I'm like, I hope so.
You know what works is when you ignore him. Because when you close the door and you're like, bye, Mateo, we're leaving. He's like, no. All of a sudden you should do that sometimes.
I have tried every tactic, Ryan.
Does that ever work? I'm leaving. That seems like that could work.
It doesn't. Like you said, ignoring. Sometimes if it's like really bad, I try to do everything I can before. Like he doesn't listen. He does what he wants to do, and he rules our lives, and he terrorizes.
Sounds like a politician.
Sounds like a terrorist.
2070 Mateo for president.
Yeah. My gosh.
Isn't it crazy that that's how far down it would have to be for him to run for president?
Is it? What's the age?
Isn't it like somewhere in your 30s? I haven't voted for 11 years, and the only reason I voted for Obama was because I thought he was cool. So I don't really vote for politicians that don't know who I am and don't care about me. So I can't really tell you any facts.
Who's the youngest president?
Obama.
Ever?
I'm pretty sure it was Obama.
Really?
Yeah. He was pretty young. He aged, though. Obama at like 44, 43, 42. He really aged. And he hasn't unaged. Like some of them got back to being youthful. Like I feel like George Bush found his inner Texas boy after getting out of office. But man, being married to Michelle and being in that marriage where they said there was a whole decade where they didn't like each other, I'm assuming things didn't improve that much afterwards.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just saying, you never really saw Obama, like, he looks as old as he did 5-7 years ago.
I haven't seen a photo of him recently. Let me look one up.
856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773. Speaking of somebody who aged a little bit.
Happy Hot Topic.
Jay Leno, and he's debuting a new face. Not a new show, a new face.
Oh, I would love to see it.
For this former late night host, Jay Leno, he's showing off his new face after being set on fire.
It's all third-degree burns. It's a great way to lose weight. First, you burn off the calories, and then you're going to...
That's such a Jay Leno joke, by the way.
He looks older.
His face was on fire. That's such a Jay Leno joke. That's such like a middle class, like middle America. Like, this joke right here.
The calories, and then you're going to crash diet on your motorcycle, and you...
lose weight because I got into a crash. That is such a Jay Leno punchline.
Barack Obama looks exactly the same to me.
Chaos. We have 5 things playing at once.
Sorry.
You think Obama looks the same?
Him and Michelle are a hot couple. Look at this photo on his Instagram.
I'm sure they love each other. Oh, they look old. Every other president...
They do not look old. They look hip. They like dress better than me.
Post it on your social media at Allessia Calandra so people can go to it. All right, let's see what the hell happened with Jay Leno.
You burn off the calories, and then you're going to crash diet on your motorcycle, and I dropped 20 pounds. And the fact that I have smoother skin, pouter lips, and a tighter butt has nothing to do with being in the hospital.
Cracking jokes on the Kelly Clarkson show today, less than 4 months after the accident, Jay revealed something else new.
That's a brand new ear.
It's a new ear.
What?
All right. Did you ever watch Jay Leno? Were you ever a fan of Jay Leno? I was a fan of Jay Leno because I didn't have cable, so it's kind of what was on. Like, if you were to say to me, what was the funniest moment of Jay Leno, it'd be this.
What?
Him saying, what? Kind of represents, like, when you think of Jay Leno.
What?
You have any Jay Leno memories? Were you ever a Jay Leno fan?
I don't think so, but I want to see what's a new ear.
Only thing I remember, he just got a new ear. Only thing I remember about Jay Leno was like 2007. There was a punchline that was so dirty. He was talking about a couple having sex on a subway or some bus in Britain, and he goes, "It gave a whole new meaning to riding the tube." And I remember being in 7th grade, like, he's talking about cowgirl. And now I'm like, oh, wow, it wasn't that original. But like 7th grade me was laughing really hard. I mean, I remember it 16 years later, riding the tube.
That's funny. How did the burn happen?
He got into a motorcycle crash.
Oh, the one where he got clotheslined?
Yeah, he got into 2 crashes. Is he trying to die?
I don't know. God bless him. Hope he's all right.
Have you seen his daytime game show he does?
No. Ryan, you are just with my toddler. When do you think I have time to watch daytime?
So he has a daytime game show. I don't even know what it's about, but he like talks to the people, and it's just so Jay Leno. I don't know if the word is smarmy and fake, but there's just nothing genuine about him. I liked him because I liked lowbrow humor growing up. But man, like you look back, it's just like,
what's the game show? Explain.
It's a doozy because it's on during the day, so you know it costs nothing to make. They're probably paying up $200,000. You Bet Your Life is what it's called, and it's a reboot of a show from over 50 years ago. And God bless Jay Leno. He's one of those guys that
God bless Jay Leno and God bless the United States.
He's one of those guys where you look back on it and you go, he made a lot of money for not being talented at all. You know what I mean? Like, he made a boatload of money.
My thing is like older gentlemen like him always have the same fake tan every interview they do. Yes. And it just, I can't look at it. But then again, it's like women celebrities, female celebrities go up and I guess they are all made up. So why am I judging him for his fake tan? Right?
It is a classic comedy show. Funny headlines, goofy products, crazy lawsuits, funny interviews, and gameplay. Plus brand new comedy segments. Oh, man. Yeah. Such Jay Leno music.
It's time for You Bet Your Life. Here's your host, Jay Leno.
Thank you very much. Say hello to my hunk host, Kevin Eubanks.
You gotta have Kevin Eubanks. Kevin Eubanks is like, thank God, I got a job. I haven't been relevant in 15 years.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Do you know who Kevin Eubanks is?
No.
Exactly. He was the guy in the band that Jay Leno would have. Did you not watch Jay Leno? I watched a lot of Jay Leno.
So he was like the band that they like.
Yeah, you know how David Letterman did it first and then Jay Leno copied everything, but Johnny Carson kind of did it first.
Everybody has a band.
Yeah.
So who was the original?
Johnny Carson. Well, there was another guy who said on TV, this is how long ago it was, he said water closet and he got fired.
What's water closet mean?
A bathroom. He made a joke about a water closet and he got canceled in the 50s.
It's a bad derogatory word for bathroom?
That is the most 1950s thing ever. Hey, there's a bunch of wife beaters and awful marriages that should have broken up in the 50s. But you said water closet.
Why was
Jack Parr.
Why was it wrong? Ryan, I'm slow today. Explain.
Because he's talking about the bathroom.
Listen, I have something to tell you tonight. We want to welcome a new sponsor. Now, that doesn't mean much to you. But you see a show like this, it's considered controversial. It's hard to get a sponsor sometimes, and I deny that we're controversial. Everybody's on the show. And
think about that. This was considered funny back then. No wonder that's an awful generation that didn't know how to use their money. They didn't even know what was funny.
Now, we're happy that we have this new sponsor, and we're proud to announce tonight that we have a new sponsor, and it is the makers of razor blades.
This is so funny to me because one day in the future, they're going to be looking back at like 2023 and they're going to be like, wow. I feel like in the future, they're going to be super enlightened and like, hippie, like even more, and like really like woke, like even more.
Oh, the 90s is not going to be popular in about 30 years. The 90s is going to be so cringeworthy.
They're going to be looking at us. They're going to say, oh, isn't this so sad for them? Like, this is what they found entertaining.
The beginning of COVID, when everybody was on Miami Beach and it was all the 20-year-olds partying, that's what's going to really hurt us. The TikToks of coronavirus is fake, that's going to hold up awfully in 107 or whatever. Think about in 100 years, they're going to look back at our TikToks and be like, God, they're a bunch of idiots.
You made a great point.
Things are going to be so bad that we'll be intelligent. Like the toilet licker. That's not the only thing he licks.
Ew, what? Who's
remember that?
No.
There was the toilet licking challenge and this dude was licking a toilet.
That's disgusting.
I think he's cousins with the Ybor shoe licker.
Oh my gosh, a shoe licker?
Do you know who that is?
No.
Have you not been to Ybor City?
This is like our show.
Ybor City is where I used to get really drunk in my mid-20s. And there is this guy. Do you know the comedian Eric Andre? Do you know Eric Andre?
No.
Eric Andre is a comedian with an afro that likes to do a bunch of crazy pranks. I'm convinced the Ybor shoe licker is literally the Eric Andre of Ybor City. He'll go up to you and go, hey, can I lick your shoes?
Have you let him lick your shoe?
Hell yeah, I did.
Did you?
2015, yes.
Do you have to pay him?
No, he just wants to lick your shoes.
It's a service?
He just goes out to people while you're drunk in Ybor City. And he liked my shoes so much that I was eating pizza. I was eating pizza at New York Pizza, and he was peeking in the window pointing at my shoes. The Ybor shoe licker is kind of a big fan of me.
He was trying to holla at you.
He's really digging the Riot Hoppe.
Explain this to me. When he bends down, does he get on his knees?
Yes.
And does he lick a long lick across your shoe, or is it a quick lick, or is it multiple?
Whatever you want, he asks. You think I'm kidding? I was really drunk. I think I said, whatever, bro. You want to lick my shoes? I don't really care. I'm getting new ones next week, which is a lie. It's very hard to find shoes in my size at all times. Besides in Illinois, because there's so many basketball players, not that they're good, but people are just taller in Illinois that I have to ask my mom to mail me shoes. Oh my God, I just came up with an idea.
Yeah, larger shoes.
First of all, this is the most unorganized live read of all time, but I don't even care. I'm in such an ADHD YOLO, I'm going to be dead someday mood. I don't really care. You feel me? I'm just in a YOLO mood.
I need your energy.
So it's called having 4 energy drinks today and being up since 4. Woohoo! I need to manifest a company for people with big feet.
I love that.
Oh, we're going to work on that. This following segment's been brought to you by Mitra 9 Kava And Kratom Beverages. Let me tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the gallery, when I tell you it's the best Kava and Kratom around, I'm a man of my words. I would not lie to you. Go to tinyurl.com/HoppeMitra and at checkout, use the keyword. What would the keyword be, Allessia?
Hoppe 20.
Oh, Hoppe. You really dropped the ball on that. I'm just kidding. I'm lucky to have you here. I don't pay you anything.
Hoppe Hour. Watch out. Hoppe is about to rain.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The
What's the keyword?
What? The sweeper's on.
Even the other stations are tuned in too.
What did you say, Allessia?
What's the keyword?
Hoppe.
Yeah, Hoppe 20.
20% if you use the keyword Hoppe. Oh. It's not Hoppe 20. It's. Did I not describe it? You know what? You know what?
I don't say Hoppe 20. You always say Hoppe 20. Hoppe 20 for 20%
to save 20% off.
But you say Hoppe 20.
No, I don't say.
All right, so now everybody knows it's simply Hoppe, not simply Hoppe. It's Hoppe, HOPPE, for 20% off. Not the number 4, because now we're really confusing.
So we've been having a wacky, wild show. What? Good vibes, crazy, unorganized like my apartment. But let me tell you, I want to be serious for a second here. And this is news that absolutely crushes my soul, crushes my radio heart, and crushes my social media soul. And this is from the Daily Mail. And I didn't want to, even though we didn't do a show this week, I put up a tweet about it, but I wanted to give it its due. The quote is, "He will not be coming back." Wife of San Francisco morning host who vanished 8 days ago says she's utterly heartbroken and the pain is unbearable as her husband officially remains missing. The wife of the missing San Francisco radio DJ JV of the JV show on Wild 94.9 says that her husband is not coming back. Vandergrift edited a social media post to thank fans for his wonderful life, leading to concerns over his mental health. So I'm going to give a background to JV. I've never met the guy. In the 90s, when Shock Jock Radio was at its biggest, there was a show called The Doghouse with JV and Elvis from like 95 to 2005. They're credited as the last show to interview Notorious B.I.G. before he got shot. And if you've ever seen that clip go out, that was their show. They were featured in the Biggie documentary. They got fired in 2005 for like a radio prank gone wrong. They were like Impractical Jokers before Impractical Jokers mixed with like kind of like 102.5 The Bone vibes mixed with hip hop music. So they were like edgy talk radio. I'm going to describe that in that way for my Tampa audience. They got fired in 2005. In 2006, 2007, they went up to Free FM in New York City when Howard left FM radio. It didn't really work out up there for everybody. It wasn't really their fault, but they got fired for a prank on wrong. So then in 2009, when I was in high school, because I was a big fan of JV, he returned to Wild 94.9, and I've been listening since then. And it wasn't like me and him were DM buddies, because I asked him maybe 5 times in the last decade.
Who slid in whose?
He slid in mine the first time when I worked in Cleveland radio, and he said he was proud of me because he knew I was on a big show because him and the Cleveland DJ are around the same age and came up in the same era. And over the years, I would send him my work and be like, if you ever hear of any openings when I was trying to leave the Bone, and he said he would keep me in mind in that. So I'm not like friends with JV, but I've spoken to him and he knew who I was. And also Ben Swig from Miggs and Swig on 102.5 The Bone, who used to own a nightclub called the Sound Factory. They used to have JV and Elvis night. That's how big that show was in San Francisco, was they had JV and Elvis night.
Wait, this is so sad. And now he's missing?
For the last 8 days, and his wife said he's not coming back.
And what was the last post about?
So the last post was him showing that he'd been at 94.9 since 94. So he was, even though there was a 2-year break, but pretty much he was at 94.9 for 28 of the 30 years. And he had a picture that he put up back in August of him with his Doghouse logo. And it says, "Thank you for a wonderful life filled with joy, laughs, pain, and struggle. It's been a great journey. Your support and prayers meant the world. Keep shining love, compassion, truth, forgiveness, peace, and hope for others." That was not the original caption. It was edited 6 days ago. This is a picture from August.
Who do you think edited it?
He did. And then he
he's
left
been missing for 8.
Yeah. So he hasn't used his phone in 8 days. That's all there really is to talk about. His wife said he's not coming back. But I just want to remind people that you never know what somebody's going through. Because a lot of times we want to discuss mental health, but then we don't discuss mental health. But he was a game changer in radio. Like if there was a Mount Rushmore of San Francisco radio, and definitely it's such a hard thing when you have like the Radio Hall of Fame and you debate who's the greatest of all time, and people will say Howard and that. But for that region, for San Francisco, he was a game changer. Like other shows took their content. Like they had Notorious B.I.G. on. Like the Doghouse with JV and Elvis was a big, they were paid $10,000 every weekend supposedly to show up to a nightclub. That's how big they were in the 90s. It was like 1 in 7 cars had them on. Like they were, you would have listened. They were like the MJ morning show in blah, 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 sponge of San Francisco.
So Tommy, though, based on his last post, what do you think happened to him? Like speculate.
I don't even want to speculate. I wanted to give JV his props because I've seen some mean comments of people talking about just saying mean things. And you, number one, A, don't know the pain it is to be mentally ill. And B, he had Lyme's disease and he said he had brain fog. So he wasn't in the best of health.
And his wife, though, saying he's not coming back, it's almost like, I don't know, does she know his whereabouts or does she just know him that well?
None of that. To me, because, and I would feel the same way if it was someone I hadn't spoken to, but I'm such a fan and had such respect. I was just listening to him while laying down, getting ready for bed about 8-9 days ago, and show sounded better than ever. I was like, I haven't listened to it because I had him. If you look at my phone, I have like a list of 50 podcasts, and the JV show on Wild 94.9 was one of them, and I listened to it, and he said the show is hilarious. Show is good. That's
how it's kind of like when Twitch passed, right? It's like this person making moves in their industry, like this light kind of shining away.
He's best friends with the president of iHeart. He was on the front page of iHeart's website. They were called the Radio Kings, and some radio people don't like that, even though they are, but they'll kind of shy away from it, but act like it. He was like, I'm a radio king, and because you got to think, pre-social media, that specific era, Gen Z didn't grow up on it as much. But think about it, for Chicago, there was Man Cow and all these big names, Eddie and Jobo. Down here, it was Bubba the Love Sponge and Cowhead and MJ. Like, that was an era where you were in your car. And you grew up on it. When we first had this interview, or when we first began Happy Hour, I told you that we're going for the 90s, 2000s feel, but without the cringy shock humor. And you even said kind of like the MJ Morning Show. Like, that's kind of the presence. Like, you know you're a legend when you're talked about from the past.
Right. And you're right. It was like this era of like the way things were done and technology wasn't as advanced. And that was our entertainment. That was our news source. That was all of it, our music. It all came from there. Whereas now there's just so many unlimited options, and the feel of how things are presented and what things are talked about, it's changed.
The only thing how do I word this? Because I work in the business. What's really working until 8 days ago was an example like the JV show. Other shows in Tampa Bay work. Her name is Salina. But what I'm saying is, what's working in radio was all the guys that were Gen X, that were in their 20s and the 90s. Them doing shows at the age of 50 is where radio is really working. Is where you go. It's comfort food.
Mm-hmm, yes.
Like Mike Calita for Tampa Bay.
That's and
I want to be that for my generation, where you talk about it. I don't work there anymore. I haven't talked to the guy in 8 months, but I'll be in Publix and people will be like, oh, did you hear Calita this morning? One time I was leaving my barber and they were talking about, he's a household name. I haven't talked to the guy in 8 months. He's nothing more than a stranger at this point. I'm just saying, he's a legend. It's something you achieve. If you can be talked about in an everyday discussion, someone like JV and somebody
do we have
like
any
other
clips
people
from JV? I want to kind of hear a snip.
You got to remember that remember when I sent you some of the clips of Howard and you were like saying he was a little sexist and a little rude, even though they were just jokes?
Yeah. Is JV like that?
I'm not saying he was like that, but let's just say woke Allessia mom doesn't need to hear 90s radio.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Oh, yeah. This following segment was brought to you by Rich Keeley. When I tell you that he is the best barber in all of the Bay Area, I'm a man of my words. Even though I'm growing out my hair, do you like the way my hair looks?
Looks soft and luscious.
Damn, man. I'm just going to leave it at that. You know, I've been single.
Rich Keeley.
Okay. Yeah.
The barber.
So I texted you and it said, we're not going to talk about dating. But no.
I already made a sound.
No. That was edited out. No. You saying, what did you say my hair looks like?
Soft and luscious.
Say it one more time. I'm going to close my eyes and pretend it's this girl I'm talking to on Bumble saying it.
Ew.
Yes, woo! That's what she says too.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time to turn Hoppe on.
Yo, what's up? Baby, let's go!
856-49-HOPPE. 856-494-6773. Remember when Travis Scott had that music festival and people died and things happened there?
Yes, I remember.
Can you believe that guy that just watched all his fans die like peasants? Can you believe he got into a fight at a nightclub? I mean, of all of the people, aren't you shocked and just thrown back by it? It's crazy. Travis Scott got into a fight. It's unbelievable. Somebody who would watch his fans die and all the fans were in denial because they paid a lot of money because they were A, trust fund babies, or B, trust fund babies that went to that thing. Yeah, your God is a scumbag. He's a loser. He's also probably a deadbeat dad. Oh, I'm sure he's such a good dad. Someone that watches their fans die and gets into fights at a nightclub. Father of the year.
I'm just wondering.
Scott reportedly involved in a fight at a New York City nightclub.
All right, I'm going to skip over this. What are you wondering?
Oh, I was just wondering, like, if at that concert, because I was, like, really watching everything go down with that, like, how did he not see his fans?
He did, and he didn't care, okay? I'm not mad at you for saying that, but whatever I hear, he fucking saw it. The video of him looking down, he saw it. He would have to be, and it's quite possible, so effed up on drugs that you don't notice. And that's not impossible, but he was looking down and they were asking for help. He's a loser. That's what his music sounds like. You think Travis Scott's good? You ever go to a nightclub and go, hey, can you turn on Travis Scott? Travis Scott is for when you're doing a lot of drugs and you don't want to think about how your life's going. So you're like, I just want to like not think about life and just like,
you make a really good point, actually, Ryan.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
So we can't play his music on here. Remember this? Popping pills is overdose. Cause I was 22 in 2016. And you think that I am doing a really bad bit by impersonating him. But the fact is, I don't sound that different than his actual shitty music. Have you ever heard a Travis Scott song? It's not that far off than what I'm actually doing, because he has no talent, so he hides behind a beat and a lot of music, which is why his concert... I'm going to ignore jokes about his concert. I don't want to get canceled.
That's terrible.
Yes.
It's so sad.
Yes.
And so he fought someone at the club.
Hell yeah. You're a douchebag if you get into a fight at the club.
I hate that.
If you get into a fight at a bar, I'm not defending it, and I would never punch somebody, but sometimes there's that asshole that just needs to be punched at the bar. But a nightclub punching with the crowds and the fear it begins, and that means you are a clinical sociopath. And this just in... I think Travis Scott is a clinical sociopath. He doesn't give me good vibes.
Yeah, no.
You want to hang out with Travis Scott?
No, never.
I don't think Travis Scott wants to hang out with Travis Scott.
Allegedly punched a man after a verbal disagreement. A spokesperson for the NYPD telling ET law enforcement received a call early Wednesday morning.
I'm sure he knows all the people in the NYPD because a lot of those guys are involved in drug rings. It's just a fact. And I bet he's like, yo, what's up, Jeffrey? What's up, Melinda? I'm just trying to be woke and saying there's a female cop too. I'm sure he knows all of them. I'm sure they all know it. What up, Travis? You dealing that cocaine again? Is Kylie being a bitch?
After a 52-year-old claimed a 31-year-old at the club, who he says is Travis, started a physical altercation, which allegedly caused roughly $12,000 of equipment damage.
That's nothing to him.
$12,000 of equipment damage? How?
They just have to fight to prove that one person has a smaller dick. Jesus Christ. He's probably got huge tires on his car.
I don't know. Like, how did they break that much stuff? I feel like the club is just trying to get money out of them. How? $12,000?
I would too. You make a scene in my club.
What could break? That's $12,000.
Didn't he have to pay millions for the fines involving his festival? That's nothing to him. That's pocket change.
Exactly.
That's us giving 25 cents to a bum under a bridge.
Investigation into the incident is still ongoing. ET's learned the alleged victim didn't suffer any pain or visible injuries. And
oh no, You're a dumb fuck. And I don't like to swear in here, but let me say it one more time. If I had a morning show and said, you might be the dumbest fucking person of all time if you get into a fight with a rapper and he begins it and you tell them, oh yeah, I don't really have any scratches or bruises and I'm fine. I would milk that for all it's worth. Ow! Ah! Ah! I would be in such pain at all times to get money from him. Why are you being honest with the authorities? You should be like, my arm. I'm being serious.
You're really good at acting.
My headphones just fell off, which describes this segment. Allessia, would you do that? Well, first of all, that'd be bad if you were hurt.
I don't think I'd be able to fake it. I'm too bad at lying. I would have a really hard time faking it.
What's that thing they always say? Emotional. I could use that.
I have that look in my eye.
I had to increase my Klonopin by 0.5 milligram because of my anxiety. I probably should anyway. I really want to. Mm-hmm. I want to see if I can take it 3 times a day, but I don't want to come off like I'm addicted to my. It just feels good. Feels good. I'm mentally ill. I'm bipolar. I'm not a pill addict. Even though when I wasn't on it for 2 days last year, I was a little anxious. And then once I was on it,
funny to tell you.
And I said to myself, Big Pharma owns me. And I don't care, bitch. It helps out my speech impediment. I don't care.
Are you ready for this story?
No. What's up?
It's really funny.
It was
Oh, wait, Ryan. You already know the story. Because I called you.
Well, here's the thing. When you're talking to somebody on the phone.
Can I share what happened?
When you're talking to somebody on the phone, the only person I hear is the other person on the phone. And we have millions of potential listeners to this podcast that haven't heard about it. So I'm going to give the floor to Allessia to describe what happened on Friday night when this single mom went crazy.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
Story time.
Okay,
so it was a normal Friday night in the household. I was putting my children to bed. We had a really eventful day. I tucked them in and we said prayers, and then I got into my cozy PJs and was like, I'm just going to sit on the couch and do some light housework before I go to bed. So that's painting the picture of the scenario that is about to happen. Then a friend of mine is like, hey, can I stop by? And she's a neighbor, a fellow mom. She has 2 children just like I do.
She's single?
She is not single.
Oh, man.
But she's a mom that I look to for health food advice, and she's really great with her children. So we have play dates, and she's just a great friend. She's reliable. I'm painting the picture of her also so you can see how wild of a turn this takes. So she comes over, and for a few months she had been, I was expressing to her that I have anxiety, and she was saying that I should, that what she does for her anxiety is at night she will take, an edible just to calm her down and relax her and help her sleep. So she had mentioned this a few times, and it was kind of surprising because, I don't know, I feel like we all judge each other, and she seems like a very well-to-do mom, and edibles don't seem like something a well-to-do mom does, but I'm not judging anymore because let me tell you what happened to me. Oh, Ryan.
What happened?
So then she convinced me. She didn't convince me. She offered the edible, and I thought, you know what, I'm just hanging out. Maybe it'll help me sleep. She goes, yeah, it's going to relax you. So I ate the edible and she left, and all of a sudden, 20 minutes later, this edible hits me and I am high out of my mind. Not in a chill, sleep, relaxing way that she described, but in an awake, laughing, hysterically, uncontrollably, revelations flowing through my brain high that I have not felt since college. And now 32-year-old Allessia is experiencing this high where I'm like, oh my gosh, in my head, I'm a mature adult woman now. Like, this is so strange. And I'm having all these revelations, and I'm laughing, and I'm writing poetry, and I'm dancing in front of the mirror. And then I'm like, what the hell am I doing? My children are asleep. This is crazy. And I call my friend and I'm like, what did you give me? And then she realized she gave me something different than she had taken.
Meth?
No, it was still an edible, but I guess it was just a different branch.
Sativa?
I don't know how they work.
Sativa, indica, or hybrid? Indica's the relaxant, hybrid's the middle, sativa is the party.
Okay, it must have been sativa then.
Yeah.
But she said it was a hybrid, but no way. I was way too wired and I was laughing, and I don't know enough about them to speak on them. But then I had the idea to call the one person I know who's an expert in being high, Ryan Hoppe.
Hell yeah.
So then I called him. Ryan, Wait. My turn.
Oh no.
I want to hear, now that I just explained the lead up, I want to hear your perspective, hearing me.
You should just be high all the time.
On the other, no, I really genuinely, because now I'm not. I want to hear when I called you, like what your perspective was of me. Will you describe it? Because this is so fun.
I've never seen it. Happy, relaxed, a little manic. Just in you're like, oh my God, just about personal things. Like you were wanting to hit up people that are important in your life. And I'm like, Allessia, it's like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of like, I want to conquer the world. I'm like, they're sleeping. Everyone's sleeping. I'm at dignitary. But I mean, I'm a person that goes to bed at 2 or 3 a.m. every Friday night. So when you call me on a Friday or Saturday, I'm awake. Through the weekdays, I'm asleep by 6:30.
Ryan talked me off the ledge. I do remember that. I was like, oh, I think I want to like solve this relationship. And he's like,
it's not even about relationships. You were just like,
just don't. And you're going to do it tomorrow morning if you still feel the same way. And he was giving me very sound advice. And I don't really, I don't know.
As 50 Cent says, and I was trying to find any sort of drop of it, like how I have to smoke weed every day. I was trying to find 50 Cent because we can't play it on here because of copyright.
Smoke weed every day.
He goes, I'm high all the time. I smoke that good shit. But of course, if I were to, it's for medical reasons.
Yeah. So any other thoughts to when I called you? Were you like, why is she calling me so late at night? Were you high also?
Allessia. Was I high?
Happy Hour.
Happy Hour will be right back.
I'm never high. I smoke that good medicine. This following segment's been brought to you by WestShorePrinting.com. Let me tell you, they are the best printing company in all the Bay Area. WestChasePrinting.com. This is also being brought to you by Amir Academy of Martial Arts at AmirAcademy.com. And it's being brought to you by FitSageFitness.net. And then what's the other one? Oh yeah, Mitra 9. tinyurl.com/HoppeMitra. Save 20% off at checkout when you use the keyword Hoppe.
Happy Hour.
That's the name.
Happy Hour.
Not the keyword.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour on Z Radio Live.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
So a lot of times, celebrities are narcissists, and they'll announce something and make us think that our whole world, our whole life has changed. And here's an example.
She's the most followed woman on Instagram, but Selena Gomez is taking a break.
No!
Selena Gomez is signing off.
Yeah, I'm going to be taking a second from social media because...
Oh no, we don't get to hear that amazing voice. Really makes you wonder what auto-tune does. But then her music is like, kill my kindness. Kill my kindness. I bet when she was recording it, she's like, kill my kindness. And they're like, man, we're going to have to do a lot of work with that auto-tune.
That's a great point.
Think about that amazing angelic voice. Yeah, I tell you, babe, I'm taking a break from social media because I'm totally not over Bieber for some reason, even though he cheated on me with Haley Bieber.
Selena Gomez is signing off.
Yeah, I'm going to be taking a second from social media because this is a little silly. And I'm 30, I'm too old for this.
The pop.
Shut the fuck up. I've spoken to old people and they say wait to feel old when you're actually old. I'm 30. No, you're just awful to date and you're probably not the friendliest person, so you feel older because you're alone. Okay? That's it. I'm 30. I mean, yeah, you have upper back pain.
They're hating on her, though, and they are. And they're like, oh, we're not. That wasn't directed to her, and it totally was. You guys are like 2023 social media mean girls, and it was intended for that. And then you're going to act it off like, no, it wasn't. Oh, my God, we meant nothing by it. And then you keep attacking her like you're mean girls, rich mean girls.
Now, on the grand scheme of things, this planet is so small compared to the universe.
Right.
Well, let me tell you, she on this planet is kind of a big deal. I on this planet am not a big deal besides a 50-mile radius of Tampa Bay. And even then, I'm Z-list. But I have gotten some of the meanest social media comments. You know what I did? I blocked them. I have over 600 listeners of my old job. Oh, why did Ryan Hoppe quit for another job? I blocked them. I realized that they're not happy. I realized that they're cloud chasers and they follow what the popular people say. Selena Gomez needs to realize that. You are letting the haters win when you quit social media. Just don't go on it. I delete TikTok. I will post a video and then delete it. TikTok.
I guess she does have to announce it because in her world, like, she has so many followers. People are going to speculate. Oh my God, she e-news. She hasn't been awesome. Selena Gomez hasn't posted anything in a week and a half on her Instagram. What's going on? Where is she? Is the celebrity okay? That's what would happen. That's what would happen.
And actress made the decision after some of her diehard fans accused Kylie Jenner of being a mean girl.
Well, she probably is. Oh, I'm sure Kylie Jenner's an angel and everyone loves being around her.
Travis Scott are both evil. And what else was I going to say? Oh, she lost 1 million followers because of it. Selena.
No. Yeah. When you're laying in the ground and roaches are eating your body, it won't matter.
Making fun of Selena's eyebrows, something Kylie denies.
I do believe Kylie Jenner posted these Instagram stories about Selena Gomez.
So, high school. Then there's the relentless body shaming Selena gets from internet trolls.
I don't care. I'm big. I'm not. I don't care.
Shut the fuck up. You're not big at all. You're thick. And any guy would be lucky to have a beautiful woman like you. And I get that mental health is a thing. Obviously, with everything going on with JV in San Francisco and everything going on with people, you can have everything and not be mentally well. But you also got to be real with you're not.
You know what?
In Hollywood, maybe you're a fat pig. But on the grand scheme of things, she's one of the prettiest people on this planet because of makeup. But she's pretty nonetheless. I'm fat. Shut up. Have confidence.
Actually, when I was high, I was looking in the mirror and I was like, damn, I'm hot. I'm sexy. Even with my big old tummy and my double chin, mama hot. And you gotta love your body, guys.
Can I be crude for a second, but not involving you? I'm getting so worked up. When the person is thicker, there's more to grab and it's more fun.
Thick in the hips, come get in my car.
Yeah, you get what I'm talking about. You get where I'm going.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Happy Hour will be right back.
It's okay to wrap up that segment. It's okay to be mentally ill because I'm incredibly mentally ill. But that hogwash of her saying that she is not attractive and that she's fat. Enough! You're beautiful! What's up,
No,
Allessia?
she didn't say that. She said, I don't care if I'm big or if I'm small. Like, she doesn't care if the words are not going to define her.
She's not she has no confidence. She's I get it. But like, I will look at myself in a mirror and go,
I think she's just mentally disturbed when you get pregnant.
Why are you making posts about it? Go away.
Because her fans want to know what's up, and that's the life she's living in. I think she's so mentally stimulated every day. Like, how can you not be? How can you not be at that level?
I don't care. This following segment has been brought to you by our internet radio affiliate, zradiolive.com. Every Thursday at 5 p.m. East Coast time, 4 p.m. Central, go to Z Radio Live on Odyssey and tune in to listen to Happy Hour. And if you're listening live on Z Radio, go to every major podcasting platform and search up Hoppe Radio, HOPPE Radio. How much longer do I have to hang out?
Well, I was going to say,
8 minutes and 50 seconds, 8 minutes and 49 seconds. What's up?
Are you into skateboarding?
I can barely walk. What makes you think I'd be able to? What about this? As I'm on my feet, what about this makes you go, oh yeah, he's a real good skateboarder?
You would be a really tall skateboarder.
I'd be a really bad skateboarder. And I'm not talking myself down. Why? What's up with skateboarding?
Tampa Pro is happening this weekend. It's the Pro Skate Convention over in Tampa.
Hell yeah.
And I'm going to take press photos for a client of mine, and I'm going to check out the skaters, and I've been teaching my daughter how to longboard, so I think it's really cool.
Probably should have asked your... I sound like
what's up?
I sound like such a douchebag.
What?
So I had a beautiful and talented photographer take press shots that are going to look really good, and I don't know her name.
Haley.
I said it, so I did. I was unconfident about myself. Anything you want to plug for her? Anything you want to promote? Is there anything uphand?
Haley Kaplan is a Tampa Bay photographer and graphic designer.
I just came up with a brilliant idea because I'm so good at this.
Oh my God, what?
In the description?
Yeah.
On the podcast, because you're listening right now?
Yeah.
All her info that she wants out there, I'm not going to post her social security number, but the info that she wants me to promote is in the podcast description. She's the best photographer around.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
He's the voice of a generation that got screwed by the baby boomers. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Listen to Hoppe Hour at any time, anywhere. Search Hoppe Radio on all major streaming platforms.
Call Hoppe now. 856-49-HOPPE. Tweet at him at Ryan Hoppe Radio. Or chat him live via the Hoppe Radio app.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Only 7 minutes. And I'm not saying this because I don't want to hang out with you, because trust me, I'll be overthinking. I know you're like, oh my God, only 7 minutes until I have to go home to Mateo? I'm kidding. I don't want to make that a joke, but man, I have newfound respect for you. Tuesday was the weirdest day ever because we didn't record, and I didn't even feel like recording. There was something in the air that I was like, we're not recording this week. I don't know what it was. I was worried you got into a car crash or something.
Did I? No.
You were at the car repair shop or whatever.
I had to get a new car, yeah. Again. Life. First world problems.
I'm so glad we're here on this planet. We're getting such a good deal, us millennials. Not at all.
Jimmy Kimmel is reacting to a new report that Donald Trump tried to have him censored for telling too many Trump jokes.
Two things. First of all, do you think he did it? Because it's alleged. So we're about to find out in the clip if Jimmy Kimmel was censored by Trump. I'm going to go on a limb and say that he definitely was, and that in this clip, he will go on to act like he was such a victim, even though he was on something called The Man Show in the 1990s where he was so sexist towards women, and then all of a sudden has everything deleted and you can't find it anywhere unless you buy DVDs. And he then married his wife, Molly, who made him woke, and he wasn't really woke until Trump got into office in 2016, and that Jimmy Kimmel is the biggest sellout and phony ever.
Oh, really? I like him.
Oh man.
Okay,
give me 2 seconds. We're gonna watch the clip and then we're gonna end the show by Allessia critiquing the Man Show that was on for 5 years, and then Jimmy Kimmel quit to do his talk show, and then Joe Rogan did it for a year.
Directed his staffers at the White House to call Disney to tell them to rein me in.
The report in Rolling Stone magazine quotes 2 former Trump staffers who say they were instructed to call Disney executives to convey the president's anger regarding Kimmel's monologues and jabs.
In other words, President Karen demanded to speak to my manager.
Oh, you're so funny, you liberal asshole.
I love
God, he's the worst. And I don't vote, so I don't care. Jimmy Kimmel's the worst. Oh, that's your one-liner. That's a 2019 Karen.
I'm confused. Why did they call Disney? What did that have to do with Disney?
It's ABC that owns the company.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Kimmel has said in the past that joking about Trump cost him half his audience.
Yeah, also not being funny.
Yeah, but also Stephen Colbert, I feel like, jokes about Trump, Jimmy Kimmel, basically all of them.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Here it is. Oh, it's Jimmy Kimmel, the woke superhero. Before I get into it, you know, whenever he gets into an argument with Molly, she's like, I got a good PR team. One more argument, and I'm spreading clips on Twitter of the Man Show.
I mean, this says 90s. This is just...
By the way, Adam Carolla is one of my influences. I don't like the show, and I'm not just saying it. I never thought the show was funny, but he did the show Love Line, then he did morning radio, and he's one of the original podcasters, and he's not as popular as Jimmy Kimmel because he never sold out. He's now a 58-year-old man that yells at the lawn on his podcast, but I've always respected Adam for not selling out like Jimmy, and Adam and Jimmy don't really hang out anymore. And it's because the things that Adam says, like when he said that women aren't funny, and then they made a whole documentary about it, that was kind of the downfall of Adam Carolla, was when he said women weren't funny. Yeah, he probably shouldn't piss off half the planet. Shows an army general chugging beer while getting a lap dance.
All right. Let's get it cranked up. The world is full of mystery. Stonehenge, the Loch Ness Monster, UFOs, many things that man cannot explain. But the greatest mystery of all, far greater than any of those,
Donald Trump,
is woman. What drives this baffling creature? What makes her tick? Why so much lotion? Why do they think flowers are so great? What's up with all the pillows on the bed? Look at this. This is real. God's honest truth. This is the bed I have to sleep in.
Oh, I'm sure the ex that you were sleeping in that bed misses you so much.
Pillow Town, USA. Like I'm living at a Bed Bath & Beyond.
You look like one of the fucking pillows, you fat ass.
It's so funny.
Yeah, that's the woke liberal superhero. That's your guy.
I love it.
I got to call people out. I got to call them out on their BS. You can't just go around acting like a superhero and then you go, the Men Show, the most 90s thing ever, to have them doing the Men Show and demeaning women because they have no personality.
Although we do things sometimes and then we evolve, and I think that is Jimmy Kimmel.
That's Jimmy Kimmel or the current Jimmy Kimmel?
The current Jimmy Kimmel. He's obviously evolved from like getting his foot in the door and doing the Man Show, which speaks 90s.
He reformatted. You remember that show with Ty, what was it, Pennington or whatever, where they would remake the houses?
Yes, I love that show.
That's what ABC, because he's on ABC. They essentially saw the potential in Jimmy Kimmel, because they saw that Adam Carolla, it's never going to not be sexist and a shock jock, and they saw the potential in Jimmy, and they went, Celebrity Home Improvement, or whatever that show was called, Home Makeover, we're going to make over Jimmy Kimmel and take him from being a fat, sexist slob who demeans women to then being a woke superhero. That's essentially what they did. I just figured that out.
Wow.
Man. If there's any,
we're having revelations.
If there's any talent coaches out there or agents that want to reformat me or Allessia, I almost called you Allessia for some reason. And want to reformat Allessia.
We need new outfits.
No,
we need the suit and the
today's picture
is too casual. You need to be reformatted, and I will help you.
No, we're not taking.
Did you mute me?
No, I muted that.
We need a rebrand, and I am a rebrand.
Then what was the point of the pictures? Because I was doing the forever picture.
No, I was doing that for you. We need a suit.
No, I'm not. I'm going for casual.
867-20-something hobby. Call if you have a suit for Ryan. He's extra
You don't know my promo code, whatever. I'm just lucky to have you here.
Happy Hour.
And like that, he's gone.
Happy Hour is now over. Happy Hour is now over. Happy Hour